are all saying now. And this is what happens. This is what leads to the butchering of millions. In 1958, Mao had his great leap forward. A plan, he said, was going to rocket us to modernity. We're going to outshine the West. We're going to have prosperity. And I care about the little people. I care about the peasants. And we're going to make steel flow like rivers and grain pile high as mountains. And it's going to be neat. It's inspiring, except Mao didn't know how to make steel, and Mao didn't know how to grow any rice. He wasn't a farmer either. He wasn't an engineer. He was a madman. And so what he did is he took the communist ideals, and he put people into communes. And private land was seized, and every peasant was turned into a cog in his grand machine. But he did it in the name of the peasants, okay? Backyard furnaces sprouted like weeds, churning out useless, brittle iron. And people starved because all the fields laid fallow. Okay, grain, it was harvested, but not for the people. Any grain that they did do, remember, he was for the little people. What he did is he exported all of the grain and the rice and everything else elsewhere so he could look like a global titan, so he could improve his image.
Awesome, that's right.
Meanwhile, because he was so terrifying, the local officials started, saying, oh no, we've grown all kinds of... They were faking all of the crop numbers because...
Hi, man.
They didn't...
How are you?
They didn't want to get held responsible for anything and end up in a camp or death. So what happens? Starvation.
Rest area, 1 mile.
Parents were boiling grass to feed their children. This is 15 to 45 million people. That's not a statistic. That is a mountain of corpses, a river of blood, and it all came from Mao. 1966, he does now the Cultural Revolution. That one didn't work, but don't worry, this one will. Now he's older, he's paranoid, he's drunk on power. He decides China's not pure enough. Oh, wait a minute, hang on just a second. Like, maybe America's not pure enough? Maybe we have to round up and re-educate people?
Yeah, really.
I'm sorry, what did Rodriguez say? Oh yeah, it was. Round up people and re-educate them, or do a genocide on them. He wanted to get rid of capitalists because they were the ones that were holding China back, not him. So he unleashes the Red Guards. This is not a military, this is just fanatics. They're kids, barely out of school, who have read his little red book like it was the Bible. They were just believers, they're not soldiers, but they were all ready to die for him. And he uses them, and he points them like a dagger into the hearts of teachers and artists and party officials. Nobody is safe. Nobody is safe. It's a way to get revenge on anybody. So they're beaten in the streets, they're paraded in dunce caps, they're sent to labor camps. People are allowed to stone them in the streets, and children have to deny their own parents or they face the same. They burn books. How come nobody talks about the book burning of Mao? No. We just really like Mao. We just really think he's good. How? In what way? How? Well, that revolutionary spirit, he had a dream of a utopia, and it didn't work out that time. Yeah, it never works out. Never, ever, 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 ever works out. Never works out. I mean, he's inspired how many revolutions? China, Cambodia, there are the killing fields. That one was really good. Nepal, Peru, brutal death, 70,000 dead. India, brutal death. Philippines, brutal death, 40,000 deaths there. Vietnam, well, that was a mixed one. It wasn't fully Maoist, and Ho Chi Minh, he drew on Mao's tactics, but it wasn't. I mean, victory brought unification. Yeah. Of course, there was that famine and the repression that killed thousands of people. But that one was kind of mixed. Zimbabwe, that was mixed. I mean, you know, it ended white rule, but then Mugabe, you know, he starved
West
his people,
Waynesville,
killed
1
his
mile,
people,
that's at
stole
98.
from his people, economic collapse. But that was kind of mixed. Laos, brutal death. Bhutan, brutal death. So out of all the Maoist revolutions, let's say 10,
Food,
how many
phone,
of
gas,
them
lounging,
led to
bed and
utopia?
breakfast, exit 98.
0.
Clyde's restaurant.
How many led to brutal death and starvation? If I'm being really generous, 7 out of 10. Because I have to count Zimbabwe, Vietnam, and Nepal as a mixed result. 7 out of 10 times. Rivers of blood, starvation, purges, endless conflict. Okay. Why? Why does it always end that way? Because somebody says the ends justify the means. Somebody says, well, these people are not as important as the other. These people are the ones standing in the way, and the ends justify the means. It's just collateral damage. So my question is for Democrats, when are you going to learn from history? When will you learn from history? When will you start saying, you know what, if you believe in Mao, I can't stand with you? What was it the Beatles say? You're watching, walking around with signs of Chairman Mao, well, no one will listen to you anyhow? I mean, this is the same story over and over and over again.
Police reported ahead.
What's the end game? Where's the proof that any of that works? Because I can show you it doesn't work. Where's your proof that it does work? What's the difference this time? It just wasn't done fast enough? You didn't kill enough people? You know, you didn't starve enough people? What is it? Because I want to show you how this is beginning here in America. We'll do it in 60 seconds. First, let me tell you about American financing.
NMLS 182334. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 starts at 6.799% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 800-906-2440 for details about credit costs and terms.
You know, everybody talks about freedom, but if you're drowning in debt, if your mortgage is bleeding you dry every single month, then freedom starts to feel like a fairy tale. The truth is, most people never got a real financial education. They took out loans because that's what everybody said to do, and now the interest rates are crushing them, and and people feel like there's no way out. Well, there is a way out. It starts with a simple 10-minute phone call to American Financing. This is a
Personalized license plate game is very strong this morning. I just passed 4 of them. We got we got LL Hubs, then we got I forget what the other one was. Oh no, ICIC. The black Durango was ICIC. Then we had LL Hubs. Then we had something, and then we had Roland. I really approve. 2 thumbs up.
loan terms or anything else.
Once we get on I-40, I'm killing the stream, guys. How's everybody doing this morning?
Hundreds of dollars a month. The average is saving, I think, $836. That's just from this audience. That's how much the average person is saving just by calling American Financing. AmericanFinancing.net. AmericanFinancing.net. 800-906-2440. 800-906-2440. AmericanFinancing.net. 10 seconds, station ID.
This is the Blaze Radio Network.
You know, let me show you a couple of things. First of all, let's go with the Nashville Democrat mayor. He's now doxing ICE agents. Okay, why? He says the release of the names of ICE agents was just a mistake. DHS says there's zero chance it was a mistake. Okay, this is Freddie O'Connell, and he's now doxed ICE, and he is in trouble because he's also, they claim, using funds to help the illegals avoid ICE. All right? Well, that's breaking the law, isn't it? Yes, but the ends justify the means. See, it starts in little ways. How about this guy? Did you hear the story about what's his name? Calvin Polachek, I think. He's a huge anti-gun activist, and he has talked about how he survived a 2017 active shooter situation at Dallas High School, killed his brother, best friend, 9 others. The only problem is, didn't happen. Excuse me? Did you see this story, Stu?
Yeah. I was fascinated to see because I saw the headline. Is it one of those things where there was a shooting scare and luckily maybe people survived, or his brother was shot in a different shooting and he exaggerated it? I mean, I can't. It seems to be, and this is a Dallas Township in Pennsylvania, not Dallas, the city in Texas, but
Wow.
Dallas Township released a statement. They're like, not only did this not happen, there wasn't any shooting at all, and there has never been a shooting in this school district at any point ever. It wasn't like it was another year. He was referring to something else. It's got no mass shootings have occurred that look anything like this in the township.
So what would possess somebody to do this? Either insanity, stupidity, or just the ends justify the means. I can lie, I can do whatever I want because the ends justify the means. We now have 200 Democrats that now say, yeah, I knew that Joe Biden was incompetent.
Jones Cove.
And I didn't say
They were lying the whole
We
time.
have
They knew he was
200
incompetent.
Democrats that
Everybody
now
knew that.
claim, while people were being pulled off,
Police reported ahead.
while people's lives were being destroyed, while the guy with the nuclear football was eating pudding and drooling on himself, you have 200 Democrats now openly admitting, yeah, I knew that, I just didn't say anything. Why? Because the ends justify the means. We'll put this guy in, don't worry, we'll figure out, doesn't matter what the law is, doesn't matter what the Constitution says, doesn't matter that this is actually a violation of democracy. It doesn't matter. The ends justify the means. You cannot go down that road. You cannot go down that road. And Democrats, you are about to be eaten by radical revolutionaries. Look out.
This is Glenn Beck.
All right, right now, we basically have one chance to right the economic ship. And if we're being honest, the odds are, nobody's done this before. We've printed trillions of dollars. We piled up debt that no one left, right, or center seems
40
to be
West
willing to touch at
Knoxville,
all.
40 East
And if you think
Nashville.
interest rates are high
Okay.
now, just wait until the next crisis hits.
So
The
we
dollar
get
is
to
being
right where
devalued.
they-
It's the world is unstable, quietly moving away from the U.S. As the global standard. So,
All
what's
right,
going to happen?
it's about to be the end of the drive,
maybe
y'all.
miracles, because we've seen them.
It's about to be the end of the drive. We are now on East 40. All right, so I know where I am now. At least now I know where I am. We'll go from there. And I hope everyone has a great day. And now we are out of the mountains. And hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Now I'm on 40. Now I know where I am. Okay, cool. I think that's a cop. I'm not sure. I'll look. Okay, guys. Have a great day.
Every day. Best place is the free email newsletter. You can set up.
Have a great day, y'all. Get that money. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.